So now that we know how to set up the map and fire off events from it, let's focus on adding markers to the map. So within our main script file, let's create our first marker. And just like how we've done previously, we're going to tap into the Google Maps namespace. So we can say new google.maps.marker, and then this marker will take marker options just as a map takes map options. We're going to want to know the position of this marker. And a position is just like a center. It has a lat and a long. Because actually a position and a center is the same type of object. We've just been passing through an object literal of a lat and a long, but it's actually a type of google.maps.lat_long. This object down here is essentially what we're building up, but Google Maps actually initializes this lat_long object for us. So now that we have the position down, we should see it appearing on the map, but we don't see anything. And that's because we actually haven't set the marker to the map. So there's a property we can set called map, and we can set that to map.gmap. And now you can see that we have our marker. And by default, this is how your markers look. If you want to customize your markers a little further, then you can specify the icon property. So within the icon property, you can set a URL to the image you want your icon to be. There's a really nice Map Icons website out there where you can grab custom icons and use them on your Google Maps. I'm just going to right-click one of these latest icons, and I'm going to copy the image URL. So now within the icon string, I'm going to paste in the URL, and we can see that we now have this custom icon. So let's say we wanted to add another map marker. We'll use a different icon, and now you can see we've placed 2 markers on this map. But every time we want to add a marker, you can see that this is kind of a big process, and we're actually still directly tied into the Google Maps library. So let's take this and add this into our Mapster library. So at the bottom of our Mapster library, we'll create a function, and we'll call it _createMarker. And we want it as an underscore because we want it to be private. This function is only responsible for creating a marker that gets added to our map. So what we'll do is return a new google.maps.marker. But within here, we want to set some options. So we'll create a variable for the options, and we'll set the position, and then we'll set the map. So then we'll pass through the lat and the long. And now above this, we'll create another method, and we'll call it addMarker. And within addMarker, we'll call the createMarker function. So now we'll go to our script.js, and now using our Mapster library, we'll call map.addMarker, and then we'll pass in the value for the lat and long. And then we'll go back into the Mapster, and we'll make sure to pass through the lat and the long. So now you can see that our addMarker is adding this marker to our map. And this function is a lot easier to use than building up this marker from scratch. However, right now it's not really customizable. If we wanted to add a marker that was draggable or customize the icon, we would have to pass through another parameter. So if we wanted to make it draggable, we could pass through another parameter and call it true. And then we could go into our Mapster, and then in the addMarker function, we'll provide a parameter for draggable, and we'll set that on the createMarker function as well. And then down here in the marker options, we'll set the draggable property as well. So now we can go through and we can drag this marker around the map. So it's a little bit more customizable now. But if we want to change the icon, then we'll have to go add another parameter all the way down. And every time you want to add an extra property, this seems like a pretty long-winded way to do so. And also if we wanted to send any events onto this marker, that would also take another parameter. So in the next lesson, we're going to refactor this out so we don't have to pass through multiple parameters to customize our markers, and then we'll also focus on adding events to our markers as well.